So, I hope we have established that 666's are occult and satanic stroke Luciferian, and that they should have no business in a globe model or astronomy if this were natural and true. But 666's are everywhere, and this can be no coincidence. As I have already pointed out, we need to know both our flat Earth model and their globe model, and be able to point out the unnatural number of coincidences of 666 that their model and belief system has. So let us now talk about some more Earth 666 coincidences, the rate of curvature. Using the globe Earth model of so-called scientific measurement of the globe, we are told it is 24,901 miles around the equator, which in itself equates, pun intended, to a radius of approximately 4,000 statute miles or a diameter of 8,000 statute miles. Please check out my video on how to calculate the drop in curvature of the Earth using Pythagoras. It's called Flattening the Curve Part 1. I show that, using in this case an equatorial radius of the Earth of 3,963 statute miles, that the drop in height of the curve in 10 miles is 66.6 feet. You will be acquainted with the formula of 8 inches per mile squared for the drop due to curvature. Therefore, 10 miles squared equals 100 times 8, which equals 800 inches, which, to get feet, divide by 12 and it's equal to 66.6 feet. Putting the formula in another way, in feet, the Earth's drop is 0.666 feet per mile squared. So now, what is the distance on a globe map between the southernmost tip of South America and the southernmost tip of Africa? The direct straight line distance, i.e. the Great Circle distance, between Cape Horn in South America and Cape Agulhas in South Africa is approximately 6,500 to 6,800 kilometres, which is roughly 4,000 to 4,200 miles across the South Atlantic Ocean. Cape Agulhas is the southernmost part of South Africa. Also shown is the Cape of Good Hope at the southern tip of the Cape Peninsula, approximately 50 kilometres south of central Cape Town. Cape Horn is the southernmost part of South America, located at the edge of the Drake Passage. The average between these two figures is, wait for it, 6,650 kilometres. Isn't that just about 6,660 kilometres? But make it 4,100 statute miles if you want to hide the 666 element. Let's move on now to some of the astronomical distances. Now, a classic one. What is the speed of the Earth around the Sun? Asking AI, the average speed of the Earth around the Sun is 66,600 miles per hour. You have to laugh. Scrolling down to the bottom of the AI response, it says AI responses may include mistakes. AI responses may contain mistakes. No, really? But 666 is so convenient for all these measurements. If you can't remember these figures, just say, well, it's 666 something. So that's 2 more 666's covered. Too much of a coincidence yet. So what about the diameter of the moon? It is said to be 2,159, or near damn it 2,160 statute miles wide. Again, what does it have to do with 666? Again, more deception, because when you break down 2,160, it equals 6 times 6 times 6 times 10, which equals 2,160. And whilst we are talking about the moon, let's just look at the distance of the moon from Earth. And this, of course, cannot be exact due to the elliptical orbit of the Earth. It's not a circular orbit. So, if we average the distance between the furthest and nearest distance to the Earth, we get the moon distance from the Earth is 384,400 kilometres. So this equates to 238,855 statute miles. But, as I said, it is not exact. So, rounding it up, you will see figures quoted as being about 240,000 miles. Again, 666 anywhere. Well, units of kilometres definitely helps hide 666. But we know better, because 10 times 6 times 6 times 666 equals 239,760, which is also, when rounded, equal to 240,000 miles. So, another coincidence? You decide. Finally, for now, as the sun sets, we will look at twilight times. Did you know that there are 3 twilight times? There is civil twilight, nautical twilight, and astronomical twilight. The definition of each is as follows. Sunset is the start of the transition to night, not the end of daylight. It is followed by 3 stages of twilight. Civil twilight starts at sunset and ends when the sun's centre is 6 degrees below the horizon. Nautical twilight is between 6 degrees and 12 degrees below the horizon. Astronomical twilight is between 12 degrees and 18 degrees below the horizon. The sky is nearly dark. Night officially begins when the sun reaches 18 degrees below the horizon. So there you have it. Twilight is defined as when the centre of the sun is 6 plus 6 plus 6 degrees below the horizon. Here we go again. Another coincidence in all these figures? I don't think so. So we have looked at the name of NASA, the tilt of the Earth, the circumference of the Earth, the Arctic Circle, the Antarctic Circle, the speed of sound, the curvature horizon drop of the Earth, the distance between the tip of Africa and the tip of South America on a globe map, the speed of the Earth's orbit around the Sun, the diameter of the Moon, the distance of the Moon from the Earth, and the definition of the degrees of twilight. My conclusion is that there is deceit and lies and 666's everywhere. And that should really give you something to think about.